Hi everyone, hope you're having an awesome week. If it's your first time here, my name is James and I'm from Sydney, Australia. Our location didn't know, today's video is going to be about how to repot small indoor plants. I'm going to give you some tips and tricks on how you can do so. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you like today's video, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and tap that bell icon so you get notifications so you don't miss any updates when new videos drop. Hang tight. So I woke up super excited the other morning to film this repotting video for you guys. Only when I opened my bags of soil, I found that they were infested with fungus gnats, which was super frustrating. I know that this particular brand over here, the Scott's Osmocote, is known to have a lot of fungus gnats and there's heaps of complaints online about it. I actually think that any commercially produced bags of soil cannot be guaranteed to be fungus gnat free. I did upload a video previously on how to destroy fungus gnats, and a kind commenter by the name of Neovid actually gave me this tip, basically saying, I boil water and drench the new soil first, cooking, then leave to cool. Thanks Neovid for the tip. So before repotting this alocasia, I actually did that, and I'll walk you through quickly before this. And reminder, this is optional. So firstly, I'm going to shovel some of this infested soil into this plastic black water planter that I purchased from Bunnings. I've also placed a saucer at the bottom of the pot so I don't make a mess. Just note, I chose this pot in particular as a water planter. It's got a lot more drainage holes on the side, as you can see. I've been advised that you can also add some perlite, cocoa peat, or dry cocoa chips to your soil to facilitate the drying process later. Secondly, I'm going to go grab my kettle and fill it up with water and then proceed to boil. Now I'm going to remove the saucer beneath. I've placed the pot on top of my outdoor drain. I was weary of the plastic melting because it's boiling water, but we'll see how we go. Watch me pour this boiling water all over this soil and watch these gnats squirm. Okay, so I didn't expect the hot water to splash everywhere, but no use crying over spilt milk, I'll clean that up later. I actually reached out to Neovid and asked him for advice, and he uses a bucket. Anyway, you can learn from my mistake. When you're done, leave it outdoors to cool down. I've been told that you can leave it to cool for 2 to 3 hours before repotting, but I've left mine out for 2 to 3 days. So now I've got the same soil that you saw in the previous segment over here, and I can confirm that when I shake it, so far I don't see any gnats flying out, so hopefully the boiling water had actually killed them. Now let's get back to regular programming. Let's start this repotting now. What you're going to need is the plant that you intend to repot, the soil that you intend to use, the desired pot that you want to place your plant in, your watering can that is already pre-filled with water, a chopstick. Now I'm going to walk you through the hack a little bit later. And now the following items are optional. I actually grab a cardboard box on my way out from shopping at Bunnings and just reuse this when I'm repotting. That way I can repurpose the cardboard boxes and also not make a mess on my table. Also, you could use a shovel if you want to shovel the soil, but sometimes I just use my hands because I'm going to get my hands dirty anyway. And of course you can use gloves as well. Now let's get started. I'm going to firstly shovel some of this soil into the new pot. Just a few centimeters will be fine, just so that the base is covered. Cool. Next, grab your plant and then start massaging the base of the pot and then gently pull your plant out. See? As you can see, this one's quite root bound already and it was ready for a repot. Okay, give it a gentle shake as I'm doing right here, just to remove some of that excess soil. So here's my hack. I actually grab a chopstick and start poking it gently to remove some of that old soil. I try not to disturb it too much because you don't want to cause damage to the plant. And yeah, this is kind of rock hard already, but what I'll do is I'll start massaging it gently with my fingers just to break some of that up. Yeah, gotta get your hands dirty. This is why sometimes you use gloves, right? And I just want to break some of this. This is why I want to repot this, because this was the original soil that this plant came in. And as you can see, it's really compact. So hardly any water can actually get through here.
Oh, so yeah, this is a little bit more than gentle at this point. But yeah, this soil is really compact and I really wanted to change the soil here. So don't be alarmed if you lose a little bit of root. A little bit is okay, but a lot is not. And I'll just keep massaging this a little bit more just to loosen that compact soil up. And this is why I've got a tray here so it can catch all of that soil. Okay. Right, so I'll grab a chopstick here and hopefully I can sort of poke that inwards and remove some of that. But yeah, this is very, very tough. But I don't want to cause too much disturbance. So, cool. Okay. If you find that it's going to do a little bit more harm than good and where some of those roots are starting to break off, I would say that you can just start placing it into your desired pot that you're replanting it in, and maybe just give it another gentle shake. Now, sometimes I just run this through tap water just to remove some of the excess, but if your soil is compact, there's a little bit of risk there. You could be overwatering it, so I don't recommend that if you do see that it's quite compact like this one. I know there's been a bit of moss in there, so I'm just gonna gently massage that one a little bit more. But yeah, be really careful, like you don't want to be disturbing too much of the root ball, and hence this is why I've got the chopstick to sort of try to thread that out. Usually if your soil is a little bit more aerated, that should come out a little bit more easier when you're shaking it and using the chopstick method. But anyway, I'm just going to start replanting this one now, and then I'll put this into the new pot. Since I've got my hands dirty already, instead of using the shovel, I'm going to grab my soil and then just basically put that into the new pot here. Hopefully you can see that. Should be quite easy. Yep, and then just try to fill the corners. And then what you want to do is tap the sides, just that you're removing any of those air pockets and that your plant is getting all the soil and the roots can touch those nutrients. Cool. And then fill it up a little bit more to the top. You know, I usually gauge about 1 to 2 centimeters from what I see visibly on the top of the pot. Cool. Then I'm just going to dust my hands off. Cool. And then the last step, and this is absolutely crucial, you should water your plant because you have just stressed your plant a little bit. Luckily, I've got a tray under here which will catch the water, so I'll just quickly water this in front of you. But yeah, you want to just give it a good soak and wait until the water actually drains through the bottom. This one's a little bit slower because I haven't added perlite into it. The alocasias like to be a little bit more on the water retention side when it comes to soil. So I haven't added in my usual ingredients such as charcoal and perlite, but you can with your other plants and it's highly recommended. Wait until that flows through. Cool. And there. You've pretty much repot your plant. So I would highly recommend that you repot your plants in the morning and during spring and summer. That's usually when the plant is its strongest. Also, if you do it in the morning, it'll allow it time to photosynthesize during the day. Also, you've watered it, it allows for those other tasks such as transpiration and etc, etc. Hopefully I've given you some simple tricks on how you can repot small indoor plants. Remember, if you liked today's video, remember to give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and tap that bell icon so you get notifications so you don't miss any updates when new videos drop. Now, on to plant rants.
Welcome to Plant Bants and Rants, where I showcase some cool, funny, or interesting plant content that I find online. I stumbled upon this interesting image from Instagram where it says, "Do you know that plants can see, smell, feel, and remember?" Because Google is my best friend, I just wanted to fact check this one, and it looks like it's true. Or according to Google anyway. Maybe it's time I play some classical music to facilitate my plant growth. Or be more wary when I'm swearing at my indoor pests. My plants are probably hearing me screaming, "Fungus gnats!"